Hot dog is my favorite meat.
Piggy goo.
I like hot dogs.
Let's talk about what's in your meat. I do love an expensive something.
That's a good point.
Might as well guzzle down some like
Piggy goo.
All right, welcome to the Young Turks. I'm your host, Cenk Uygur. Anna's going to join me in a little bit. We got amazing stories for you guys today. But first, I wanted to start on a note about the network and talk to you guys about that because I think it's important for us to understand this and hash it out, etc. So recently, Francesca Fiorentini asked us at TYT to take her podcast, The Bitchuation Room, off the network. And we happily agreed to that. And today, the Bitchuation Room, I'm going a little further, and I'm going to take Francesca off the network entirely. The Bitchuation Room, so you won't see her on any of the TYT shows going forward. So I want you guys to know why I'm doing that and how this whole situation isn't really about Francesca. It's about TYT, our community, and what we stand for.
I don't know what everyone's talking about.
And so we're for open minds and open hearts. You're letting the Palestinians die because of your selfishness. And so I want all of you to know that, and I want to build a community that believes in that. And by the way, if you don't believe in the same things and you say, no, I have a strict ideology and I have no open mind about that, no problem. There are tons of shows out there for you guys.
No, they're not. Do you not recognize how this all works? You gotta kiss the ring.
I think what the issue is when others, among the issues, is when others say only my opinion is the correct one, the moral one. Everyone who disagrees with me is unintelligent, immoral, collaborator, etc.
Whereas the other side's like, you know what? Human rights and basic decency and democracy, that's all woke. That's woke stuff. That's DEI. That's all woke DEI to make me feel bad about my whiteness and my yacht.
Everyone who disagrees with me is unintelligent, immoral.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So nevertheless, we could have disagreements about specific policy issues, and we do on slogans and framing, etc. For example, defund the police.
And yes, I do think that there's a broader conversation to be had around crime. I mean,
well, we'll get to the specifics on Francesca in a second. I'm saying that generally, and that they speak for the left. Well, let's find out if they do speak for the left. This is a little bit of Francesca, a little bit of Emma Vigeland from Majority Report, and spliced in is the actual facts about what the American people think, and interestingly, what Democratic voters think. First, let's watch this.
I'm a big Messi fan, so, but let me just
answer my question. Would you allow him, if he said I'm a woman, to play in the American women's national team?
Yes, right now. Hell yeah, are you kidding me?
Transgender female athletes in women's sports, only 18% of the country says that they should be, in fact, allowed to participate in women's sports.
Your argument is really bad on this, and you're out of your depth. You're correct that trans women should be able to compete in women's sports, but your argument for it is just scientifically and factually incorrect. I'm actually not bad about this. I'm 100% right on this. I don't give a the scientific explanations. People, if they identify as a woman, get to compete in sports. If that's not fair in the short term for a variety of little competitions, I don't give a
And I mean, my goodness gracious, 79%. You rarely get 79% of the country to agree on anything.
Because the societal interest of including trans people in society trumps stupid competition. Full stop. So I'm right about this, you're wrong about this.
You'd let Lionel Messi play in the women's national football team and destroy women's football forever. You'd let Usain Bolt.
It'd be very difficult to get a ticket, which would suck.
I want to do a little checklist here. You'd let Usain Bolt compete as a sprinter in the American women's Olympic team?
Yes.
Okay, you would let Floyd Mayweather compete as a boxer in the women's American boxing team?
Opposing them in women's sports. You get 67% of Democrats, so 2/3 there. You get 64% of independents, so you get about 2/3 there.
So I'm right about this, you're wrong about this.
Okay, generally speaking, if you want to say that you're right about something, sure, nothing wrong with disagreements. And if Emma, Francesca, Bitchuation, and others can convince 79% of the nation to come over to that side, fantastic, happy to have it, okay? So I think where the issue comes in is when things get personal. So we got 3 rules, generally speaking, on air here at TYT that are relatively bright lines. So one is, and I say relative, I'll explain that in a second. One is no lying.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
2 is no threats of physical violence.
But I was saying, if you want to step in the ring, but I'm a brawler. And if you're gonna say we're weak, then fuck off and step in the ring, okay?
So step in the ring ideologically, that is what I would greatly prefer.
And number 3 is don't denigrate personally the other hosts in the network over and over and over again. You're letting the Palestinians die because of your selfishness. It should be relatively easy to follow, but I get that people have disagreements about, hey, what's a lie?
It's not a lie if you believe it.
Are what they say about crime stats a lie or not?
Crime.
No, I'm not gonna nitpick that. And so are you doing it over and over again on purpose to try to create an issue? Or even if you're not trying to do it, you are creating an issue by constantly attacking. This all started, unfortunately, when I went on Francesca's show, The Bituation Room, and we had what seemed like a normal conversation and debate about this issue until it made a turn. And this is part of the turn. Let me show you.
You don't have to do the sort of crackdown on the left around speech because I'm going to do it for you. Or you don't have to
But
come
I'm
to
not
me.
cracking down. Again, you're misstating it. I'm doing the exact opposite. You're cracking down by saying, Cenk, you're out of bounds. So you should stop your stupid opinion. And because you're implicating me.
I can't believe that a guy who I used to admire and who I thought had a lot of fight is trying to scratch the back of people who absolutely would never do the same for them.
So we just spent an hour and a half of me explaining how I'm not scratching their back. I'm trying to get
But I can show you
their
more
populace
clips,
to agree
man.
with us on things we believe in and we've always believed in. And you go back to scratching their back.
At least the trains will run on time.
The train's running on time, presumably a reference to Germany. I'm the collaborator, and I'm scratching the right wing's back by having my opinion. The opinion I've always had, an opinion I've had for years, and you guys have seen for years on the show.
I mean, I have my own thoughts on why he's doing it. I think, if you think your brain was broken by the 2024 election, I think we're looking at a case where someone's brain was broken even harder.
But if you don't agree with Francesca in that particular case, and some other folks in the extreme left,
someone's brain was broken even harder.
The Bituation. Well, you're not allowed to have that opinion. That is immoral by definition. Crime. And how dare you disagree with them? That makes you a right winger, a collaborator, etc. And at that point, I certainly hadn't done anything. I think that was, I didn't appreciate that, but that's okay. We kept going, and she's been on the network since. Then she started to do more and more and more, and it got more and more personal. So after that discussion, this happened.
I like that we can both be very Mediterranean about it and get super mad, but then rein it in and be cool and then be like,
we're we're just gonna yell and then we're gonna be fine and then we're gonna get over it.
So that's the kind of beer I like to have.
Yes. Thank you.
2 days later.
I mean, I have my own thoughts on why he's doing it. I think
we're looking at a case where someone's brain was broken.
Okay, but look, guys, if she had said that about another host, I probably would have drawn the line there. But it's about me, so I wanted to give more leeway. My brain is broken, and by the way, that's still okay. The first time she's getting super personal. Collaborator, maybe that's a political opinion. Now we're a broken brain, even though we were supposed to have a beer and we were supposed to hash it out and be okay afterwards, but apparently not okay afterwards. But then that was the tip of the iceberg. She continued again and again. Here's the next one.
I do think it's sad that even though they allow people like us into the fold and the fray, they refuse to learn from us or listen to us. I don't know who you are. I'm not even, I don't even know if you're smart. You know what I mean? I don't even know. First of all, I don't know who your political mentors are. I don't know who you look up to. I don't know what your touchstones are. I don't know if you know your history in terms of civil rights, women's rights, gay rights struggle in this country. I don't know anything.
I don't know what everyone's talking about.
I call into question all of that. It sounds like you are just an opportunistic mouthpiece who wants clicks time and time again.
Okay, so obviously it's getting deeply personal there. Opportunistic mouthpiece, can't grasp simple concepts, not smart. But guys, and I'm not angry. The bitch. Look, people have different opinions, and they want to make it personal. It is what it is, right? I'm more sad about it, the bitch. But to me, the attitude that is toxic, is they refuse to learn from us. So the idea is, well, obviously I'm right and the only moral center of the universe, and I already told him that, and this guy wouldn't even learn from me.
They refuse to learn from us.
It's just such a deeply arrogant thought. That if someone disagrees with you, they need to be re-educated, and maybe they haven't read any books at all. Okay, did she stop there? Of course not.
And yes, as I told Cenk, I do feel very implicated. I have felt implicated by their takes, specifically around crime. And policing in years past, definitely by this new heel turn since Trump's reelection, and absolutely by the misrepresentation of the Los Angeles fires and who the responsibility lies on. It is enraging, to say the least.
The Los Angeles fires are not the responsibility of the mayor. They're apparently the responsibility of Republicans, or I don't know. I don't know what her thought on that is, and I don't know why she's enraged by that, but that's okay. Apparently I've taken a heel turn. But it's okay, let's just simplify things and say anyone who disagrees with us a little bit is a right winger. But the good news is, at least Francesca will not be implicated anymore. And I never understood that, because she's been saying this for a long time now, that she was implicated by us. Then why keep taking the check? If you think we're collaborators and we've taken a heel turn and we're working with fascists, why did you choose to get implicated with us all these days? But good news, no longer implicated. Believe it or not, she did not stop there. Watch.
So Cenk's line up until this point has been, no, it's at the collegiate level and above. I think once you get to the college level and above, that's when it's bad. So he would be on board with what the NCAA said recently. But you're so dumb. You're so dumb. I don't even know how to explain it to you anymore.
You're so dumb. You're so dumb. I don't even know how to explain this to you anymore.
Unless, this is the other option, unless you also are a transphobe.
Oh, snap.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you also are kind of a misogynist.
You also are a transphobe. You also are kind of a misogynist. You're so dumb.
Because if you disagree with Francesca or anyone on that part of the spectrum, well, you must be a misogynist.
Unless you also are kind of a misogynist.
You must be collaborating with the fascists, and obviously you must be unintelligent.
You're so dumb. I don't even know how to explain it to you anymore.
Now, if I had called her dumb, the bitch, I wonder what her reaction would have been. My guess is nuclear. You don't need to make it personal. Not done yet. One last one.
What has it got you? What did it get you when you go and share a stage with Dr. Phil?
What the hell have you been so angry about?
What did it get you? What did it get you? Nothing. You know why? Because you look like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You look like a bitch. That's what it is. What has it got you? What has it got you? What did it get you when you go and share a stage with Dr. Phil? What did it get you? What did it get you? Nothing.
Nothing.
That's all woke. That's woke stuff. That's DEI. That's all woke DEI to make me feel bad about my whiteness and my yacht.
What has it got you? What has it got you? What did it get you?
You're so dumb. I don't even know how to explain it to you anymore.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Unless you also are a transphobe. You also, you're so dumb. I don't even know how to explain this to you anymore. I do think it's sad that even though they allow people like us into the fold and the fray, they refuse to learn from us. I don't know like who you are. Like I don't even know if you're smart. You know what I mean? First of all, I don't know who your political mentors are. I don't know who you look up to. I don't know what your touchstones are. I don't know if you know your history in terms of like civil rights, women's rights, gay rights struggle in this country. I don't know anything.
That's all woke DEI to make me feel bad about my whiteness and my yacht.
What did it get you? Nothing.
Nothing.
You know why? Cause you look like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You look like a bitch. That's what it is. You don't look like a fighter. You don't look smart. You look like a bitch. That's just the reality. I've tried to tell it to you nicely. You look like a bitch. And so either you are a bitch or you actually agree with the right. And I'm starting to think, in fact, I do think it's the latter.
Okay, so again, if I had called her that would have been a different situation, right? She said, I tried to tell him nicely. Did you? Did you? Because I might have missed that part. Did you?
But you're so dumb.
Look, last thing is, I wish Francesca well. I mean, she said those things, and I get it. We've got bad feelings these days, but all the power to her, okay? You can go check her out wherever she is. So I don't have hard feelings. I'm not angry. I'm just done with it. Love you guys. We'll be right back.
Right, Fish Cleaner said, I'll miss Franny, but oh well. If you can't figure out TYT by now, good luck with you.
All should be welcomed into this community, and only through a free exchange of ideas can we achieve common goals.
Damn right.
I love that. Irish Fiddle Dragon says, thank you, Jang. I'm sorry you take it on the chin so often. I see what you're trying to do, and I'm staying put. Thank you for saying that. By the way, the person who gets attacked more than me is sitting right next to me.
Any auto parts in my factory. If you need auto parts, you can find me. Very models engines in my warehouse. They are very beautiful and very low melody. Many engines in my factory. Many engines in my factory.
Last week, Emma Vigeland and Sam Cedar of The Majority Report thought it would be fun to put out a more than 18-minute long video chastising and mocking me.
People have admitted that they made a mistake. All right, back on TYT, checking out with you guys. More news.
So I just want to address something. I was wrong about Project 2025. MAGA hates Project 2025, and I thought that Donald Trump actually cared about his base because in his first term, he seemed to be swayed by his base. He seemed to listen to his base.
Wait a second, wait. MAGA hates Project 2025?
Where's the evidence of that?
What? What is this MAGA? What is this MAGA that they speak of?
You know what? Sam is totally right. It is he who understands the MAGA base better than anyone else. I mean, the guy goes out of his way to engage in dialogue with Trump voters. He seeks to understand where their hearts and minds are at. Here he is touting his openness to understanding people who vote differently than he does.
We can't take the power back without talking to Trump voters and making them realize their mistake. Well, wait.
So let's pander to them first.
Pick your battles doesn't have anything to do with talking to Trump voters.
Yeah.
Or not.
Or flattering
You've just decided to make some weird connection there. We can't take the power back without talking to Trump voters and making them realize their mistake. Actually, no, we can't. There's millions and millions of other people who need to be motivated to get into the fight.
Is that I am coming from the Polymarket Studios?
Insulting them and lumping them all together as the worst among them doesn't help either. I don't know when we have done that with all 78 million people, but I got news for you. The percentage of those who voted for Mitt Romney, they can suck my. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of that.
Astute analysis, there you have it. Sam Seder, noted expert on Trump voters who he won't talk to and has no interest in understanding.
They can suck my.
Got it. And are we gonna pretend like Trump read a 900-page document? Really? Nonetheless, Trump's agenda and Project 2025 do have a great deal of overlap, especially in regard to the dismantling of the administrative state. But how could anyone be, how could anyone be in favor of scaling back on government agencies?
So they can suck my.
But how could anyone be, how could anyone be?
So they can suck my.
Astute analysis, there you have it. Sam Seder, noted expert on Trump voters. How could this be? How could this be?
So they can suck my.
Whoopsies. But how could anyone be, how could anyone be in favor of scaling back on government agencies? How could this be? How could this be? Now, if you watch Beavis and Butthead on the Vanguard YouTube channel.
Silly and Billy do it. I don't know those brothers, okay? And they're so obviously goofy, when they're like, oh, dude, we know, man, right? So you're like, what? They're children, I get it.
Which the Majority Report hilariously treats as some authoritative source.
They are so stupid.
You'd think that TYT is totally in favor of the Trump administration gutting federal agencies. Except we're not. Two things can be true at the same time.
Dude, we know, man.
These agencies have been deeply corrupted, but treating the federal workforce as if they're Twitter employees is a disastrous way to handle it. But let's hear what Emma has to say about my on-air correction.
It is not the prediction. People make predictions all the time.
Right, I was wrong in my prediction about the election, but yeah, right,
type of poly market bet here.
Yeah. That's handling my
we can't tell.
Yeah.
There was abundance amount of evidence of this, and even if your opinion, not prediction, opinion was, I can't see them doing this. This is pretty radical. The idea that you would mock people for believing it and say it was a conspiracy theory, the people had Trump derangement syndrome. I'm sorry, give me a break.
Apologies, I forget that Sam usually doesn't let Emma get a word in edgewise.
Sick burn.
Did I, Sam? Did I mock voters who were worried about Project 2025? Because I don't remember doing that. I also found it fascinating that as the whole of the Democratic Party was engaging in said fear-mongering, they were also playing part in a massive cover-up about Biden's mental decline. I mean, just think about it.
Democracy is under threat. We, the Democrats, insist that this corpse stay in the race to give us the best chance of beating Trump and saving democracy.
But since Emma brought it up, let's address the fact that inaccurate predictions are totally okay, but only when she's wrong. Emma declared that her final electoral college prediction is that Harris sweeps all 7 swing states and ekes out a victory in Iowa.
My only reservation is that I don't want to jinx the results, but I'm trying to avoid the trappings of magical thinking.
Well, Emma, the magical thinking is what led you to think that Harris would sweep all battleground states. Not that you cited superstitious jinxing. The average of polls clearly showed Harris trailing Trump. She ran a horrific campaign, stood for
and
nothing.
Wasn't even nominated through a Democratic process.
She was anointed. How's that for saving democracy? But you worked very hard to launder her reputation and sell her to Americans. So much so that I thought maybe, just maybe, all those Kamala Harris ads that interrupted your YouTube videos were possibly clouding your judgment. But you say you were delusional all on your own. And you know what? I'll take your word for it. But since we're on the topic of issuing corrections, one of your viewers is curious about something that you've said and whether you're gonna correct it. Can Majority Report admit they were wrong, saying there wasn't a Venezuelan gang that took over an apartment complex in Colorado? Well, you know what? That's actually a great question. Majority Report seemed to direct their audience to harass me for months. Trinidad Aragua gang members literally kidnapped and tortured a couple that lived in that Aurora, Colorado apartment complex. Majority Report couldn't be bothered with it at all. And therein lies the heart of the issue with Majority Report. Anyone who has a thought or belief that deviates even slightly from their doctrine is just a right-winger. And right-wingers could never make any legitimate points, right?
Republicans are monsters.
We must all worship the all sanctimonious majority report and their ideological dogma at all costs, even when there's evidence proving them wrong. And guess what? Humans make mistakes. Emma is also susceptible to making mistakes. And that would be totally fine if she showed a modicum of humility and corrected herself. Instead, she plays the role of hall monitor. She polices what one can say, what they should believe, who they can talk to, and what they can talk about. But that's the role she and others like her play in the left wing, and everyone's sick of it.
And if anybody goes 1% out off of the ideology, that's a traitor, right? So anyways, anyway, go ahead.
Look, politics aside entirely, like, it really sucks to know how easy it is for people to throw you away over, like, honestly, what I agree are slight disagreements. So anyway, like, that's been a really, really painful thing to go through again and again and again. And it makes you guarded, it makes you closed off to people, it makes it harder for me to trust anyone. And I hate that because that wasn't the case before. But it hurts a lot. So anyway, I don't wanna talk about it, let's move on.
Crushed avocado, some cherry tomatoes, and scrambled eggs. Really simple.
Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch!
Okay.
All right, guys, a bunch of comments here. Let's go to Super Chat first. Susie Greenberg wrote at the very top of the show, animated into the studio and looking like fire. So thank you, Susie. That's lovely of you. All right.
Now, last week, Kamala Harris made her first public appearance in months. And she used this as an opportunity to look at American voters and say the following.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
I'm just gonna go to you because, no, I'm gonna say it.
You were a crappy candidate.
So to sit there or stand there and give a speech about, I told you so, I told you so, about, I told you so, 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 I told you so. About, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. These are the worst people, man. They really are, okay? No, we all knew what Donald Trump was. We all knew.
Yeah.
So for all, by the way, all the left-wing media folks who directed their ire toward me. About, and they're like, you see that? Anna's getting what she wants. No, I'm not getting what I wanted. I wanted Democrats to stop gaslighting American citizens and acknowledge what was going on in the country and provide their solutions for it.
Too much to ask for.
Too much to ask for. Anna's the problem. Big, strong, big, bad Anna. With all of her power, she's the one who swung the fucking election, right?
Big, strong, big, bad Anna.
I fucking can't stand these people. They're the worst. They're the worst.
Okay, let alone me. So I'm gonna start with a. So we were the ones who cared the most about Democrats winning and Trump losing. So we're like, can you please try to win? And be like, how dare you? Winning is not nearly as important as protecting Democratic leadership. It's a much bigger crime than Joe Biden's giant ego saying, I don't care if I have dementia, I want it to be me, and only me.
I want it to be me, and only me, and only me.
And I don't care if I lose to Trump, as long as
it's me, that egomaniac fool. I want it to be me, and only me.
And we kept screaming, it's an iceberg straight ahead. And they would yell at us.
Oh, look at these guys warning about an iceberg. It's your fault. You created the iceberg.
No, we didn't.
You incompetent fools.
And he wanted her to lose so he could say his version of, I told you so. My career is so much more important.
It's me, and only me.
But as I tell you all these told you so's.
Mike.
God damn this mic.
Fucking.
Okay, while you do that.
Hold on, no. You incompetent fools. As we told you all these I told you so's, do you see me laughing? No, you know why? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who was right in terms of the consequences and the damage. It matters for the next election. Do not ever listen to these liars. Look at how cavalier she is. That laugh.
Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
Told you so.
Fucking is unbearable. I mean, uproarious laughter. The whole country's in a disaster now. But my career was slightly better off now because I seemed like I was more right than Trump. That's not funny, man. It's not funny. They disgust me.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't be laughing. You lost to that guy. You lost to that guy.
So that
what are you laughing about? By the way, my other very favorite thing that's happening right now. People are like, Kamala Harris, she might run again. She might run in the next presidential election.
She might run again. She might run in the next presidential election.
I started screaming, no, what are you doing? Don't do that. Because she's a bad candidate.
She's awful.
She sounds like she's drunk. Stop pretending. Let's stop pretending like a pile of crap is gold, because it's not.
If you think she ran a flawless campaign and lost to Donald Trump, how does that make sense? And now there's these people who are drinking like Blue Anon Kool-Aid 24/7.
I think she won. I think she secretly won.
She's garbage as a candidate. She's not a leader, and she deserved to lose.
Don't tell me you're a progressive. Spare it.
God, I'm so sick of these people. They're just awful. Anyway, let's try to do fun.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about people getting popcorn in their hair, Jake. I'm excited, everybody.
That's not.
I'm excited, everybody.
That's not.
I'm excited, everybody. Who cares? I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. Everyone needs to bow to me and my excitement, okay?
And I know, see, that's the thing. I think you guys forget what it was to be a teenager.
Oh, I remember what it was to be a teenager.
Yeah, and you were out of control.
What? Fucking what?
You don't remember?
No, I wasn't out of control. I was a good girl. Sometimes good girl got bad.
See? I told you so. The whole country's in a disaster. I told you so. The whole country's in a disaster.
Oh, I told you so. I told you so. And they're like, oh, you see that? Hannah's getting what she wants. Oh, big, strong, big, bad Anna. Fucking about, oh, I told you so. I told you so.
How dare you?
Oh, big, strong, big, bad Anna.
I want it to be me and only me. I told you so. The whole country's in a disaster. I told you so. The whole country's in a disaster.
Oh, Kamala Harris, she might run again. She might run in the next presidential election.
How does that make sense?
I'm excited, everybody.
That's not.
Yeah, everybody else. I'm excited, everybody.
That's.
Oh, I told you so. so. I told you so. Oh, I told you so. Oh, big, strong, big bad Anna. Big bad Anna. Kamala Harris, she might run again. She might run in the next presidential election. Fucking, I'm excited, everybody.
That's sad.
I'm excited, everybody.
That's sad.
I'm excited, everybody.
That's.
I fucking can't stand these people. They're the worst. All right, well, this is the time where we say bye-bye. Big bad Anna. Oh, big strong, big bad Anna. Big strong, big bad Anna. Big strong, big bad Anna.
Out Benny, out Benny, to mix this up, mash this up, out Benny, mash this up in his TYT mashups, which are very entertaining, and I highly recommend you watch it. Out Benny, out Benny.
So they can suck my.
Whoopsies.